The great estate of Collinwood appears peaceful this day, but it conceals a puzzling mystery. Another Collinwood exists, in time concurrent to its own. There, the Collins family compiles a different history. But the one man who has passed over through some warp in time is unable to participate in or even witness it. Barnabas Collins remains in a chain coffin, the captive of a man named William Loomis, while all around him, mystery deepens concerning the presence of a stranger, the twin of Quentin Collins' former wife, Angelique.
Alexis, what's wrong?
I don't know. Maybe it's the music. Maybe it's this room. Her room. I don't know.
I understand.
Quentin, please.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
Yes, you do. You do know, and so do I. You thought that I was Angelique. Just like everyone else. It's been that way my entire life. It's as if I didn't even exist. But I did think that you...
No,
at least...
It can't be.
Oh, well, why shouldn't you be just like everyone else? Julia Hoffman and Amy. They both think I'm some kind of a ghost or something. And the way Bruno acted this afternoon...
Bruno?
Yes, he was here, too, out of curiosity, I'm sure.
Bruno was here in this room?
Well, he heard me playing a song of his. He came in with all kinds of excuses. But I know that what he really wanted to do was to see if I was real. I'm certain that's what he wanted.
He won't come in here again. You have my promise of that.
Well, it really doesn't matter. Whether he does or not. I won't be here.
You're not leaving.
I certainly am. I really thought that you, of all the other people, really believed who I was and what I was. But now
But I do. I do know who you are and what you are. You're Alexis. And what I did just a moment ago was very stupid and meaningless. Please forgive me. Tell me that you'll stay.
I really shouldn't. Quentin, there's been nothing but trouble ever since I arrived. I even caused your wife to leave
Listen.
you.
How many times do I have to tell you that it was not your fault that Maggie left?
Oh, I wish I could believe that. But I still feel like I shouldn't be here. Maybe if I leave, then she'll come back.
Well, I'm afraid it's not as easy as that. I received a telegram from her this afternoon. She wants to think things through before deciding anything.
Yes, but with me gone, it will be easier for her to decide. I've missed not meeting Daniel. I've looked forward to it so much, I can't tell you. However, I really...
You must stay. You have to. It would mean very much to Daniel. please.
Not nearly as much as it would mean to me. He's such a handsome boy.
Oh, then it's settled. You'll stay. And I give you my word that what happened just now will never happen again. And as for Hoffman and Amy, I'll see that they're...
Oh, no, please don't say anything else to them. It will just make everything else more difficult.
Well, I'll definitely talk to Bruno.
Is he really as unpleasant as he seems?
Unpleasant isn't nearly the word to describe him. I've no doubt, though, that he or his curiosity will no longer bother you.
You quit, and you really are very kind.
Then you'll stay?
Yes. Yes, if I may.
Do you always wear that stiff starched coat?
It suits my personality.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute.
Pity.
You know, I'll bet you'd look better in something soft and silky.
I'm afraid you won't have the opportunity to find out one way or the other.
Well, I'd like to bet on that, too.
Sabrina? I'm expecting a special delivery package. Will you tell me as soon as it arrives?
Of course.
You know, sometimes, Cyrus, I don't understand you at all.
Why, I'm not a very complicated person.
Are you really this cool, or don't you care?
About Sabrina? Oh, yes, I care very much.
Then why wasn't there any blow-up? I mean, you saw what was just happening.
It didn't mean anything.
How can you say that? Knowing me the way you do.
I can say that, knowing Sabrina the way I do.
Hey, don't forget, I'm a man with a lot of tricks, and I play the game pretty ruthlessly.
I don't. That's why I'm interested in you.
Is that why you want to take samples of my blood? You think ruthlessness is a blood factor, huh?
We know so much about man's chemistry. And yet we know so little. So very little.
What is it you'd like to know?
More.
More what?
Just more.
What makes me such an invaluable part of this experiment?
Oh, you think you're invaluable, do you?
Well, why else do you pay me as much as you do? I mean, you could get someone else.
Well, I'm patronizing the arts. Well, after all, you are a composer, aren't you?
In other words, you're not going to tell me anything, huh?
Well, do I give that impression?
Definitely.
Well, good. That's exactly the one I want to give.
You know, I'm beginning to understand why you and Sabrina get it off as well as you do. I mean, you two are very much alike. One thing on the outside, but inside, who knows? What would you say, Cyrus, if I told you that I was conducting an experiment of my own?
I'd say good luck.
No curiosity.
No, not at all. Now, as you probably have observed, I tend to get very involved with my own work.
What if I tell you that my experiment dealt with something that might interest you?
I don't really think we'd be interested in the same thing.
Aren't you the man with an overwhelming fascination for the occult?
Now, my interests are purely scientific, and they always have been. The only thing I want to do is gain knowledge for the betterment of mankind.
Well, maybe my motives aren't quite as pure, but what if I told you that my experiment dealt with the dead coming back to life?
you talking about?
So you are interested?
Now, are these... Did this all come about because of your interest with Angelique's sister yesterday?
Why do you ask?
Do you really believe this prophecy of yours? This prophecy that Angelique will return?
Look, you don't tell me about your experiments, so I'm not going to tell you about mine.
Package is here, but the messenger insists on seeing you himself.
Well, tell him you're quite qualified to take it.
Well, I did, but he insists on seeing you in person.
Well, Sabrina, I can't say hello to every messenger that wants to come by.
Dr. Longworth, I suggest that you say hello to me. I'm Horace Gladstone.
You are Horace Gladstone?
I thought you'd be interested to meet me.
Okay. If you'll both excuse me, I'd like to speak to Mr. Gladstone. Alone.
Look, I expect to have a progress report on my experiment very soon. Maybe you'll have one on yours, too. See you, honey.
Sabrina,
Well, you said you wanted me to help clean up.
after I've spoken with Mr. Gladstone. Now, I must tell you, Mr. Gladstone, that I don't really think it was necessary for you to come all the way from Boston for this.
True, Dr. Longworth, but I was so very interested in meeting the man who was working with this particular chemical synthesis.
Well, now, if it's my credentials you're concerned with, they're quite easily available.
Oh, no, heavens no.
Oh, then what is it?
Dr. Longworth, I may not be as active as I used to be in the fields of chemistry and science, but I've always retained a particular interest in the possibilities of this synthesis. Its inclusion in your work naturally aroused my curiosity, especially as to the aims of the experiment.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gladstone. I don't discuss my work with anyone.
You're aware, I expect, of the potency of the synthesis I've just given you.
More aware than you are, probably. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Gladstone, thank you very much.
One word of warning, Dr. Longworth. One of the reasons I'm no longer so active is I felt that I was coming closer and closer, even within the limited field of chemistry, to truths better left unknown.
Thank you again, Mr. Gladstone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Longworth.
Do you have the information for me, or don't you? 24 hours seems more than enough time to find out what ships from Genoa docked in New York last week, and whether or not a Miss Alexis Stokes was on board. No ships from Genoa? None at all, the entire week. I see. Well, thank you very much for your trouble. Goodbye.
Stop it! Stop it! I know you're doing this to me. Now, please stop it.
Bruno,
You and your spells.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The doll. Please, the pins. Take them out before it's too late.
Will you please leave? Or I'll have to go and find Quinn.
You know I called the shipping office, didn't you?
Shipping office?
Please stop the pain.
I want you to get out of here. You're mad. You're obviously mad.
That's better.
At least I can breathe now. It's in that drawer, isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't care. I opened the drawer to get these scissors. Now, will you please leave? And right now.
You never sailed to New York from Genoa.
I beg your pardon?
Look, there have been no ships from Genoa in New York for the past week.
This is ridiculous.
Is it? Well, why did you lie? Why did you have to lie?
I do not owe you any explanations.
Well, I'd like one anyway.
Did it ever occur to you that I might have friends, wealthy friends, that I might have sailed from Genoa to New York with them on their private yacht? No, that would never occur to you.
Private yacht?
And of what interest could it possibly be to you anyway? How dare you accuse me of lying? You don't even know me. Now, are you going to leave? Or do I have to call somebody?
All right, I'll leave. But my experiment isn't over yet. Not yet. Why don't you want me to know the truth? I don't understand.
No, no more. Please, no more. I can't take any more. Will you please leave me alone?
You're so quiet. You never talk about it to anyone. And you're so secret with your notes.
Oh, you'll know all you have to know as soon as the time comes.
I wonder when that will be. Cyrus?
Hmm?
Did you put this here?
What is it? Oh, the ring. As a matter of fact, I did.
Why?
So you'd find it.
It's for me?
Well, I don't know who else it would be for.
Before I throw my arms about you and make a fool of myself, it is an engagement ring, isn't it?
Well, I hope so.
Oh, Cyrus, darling.
Do you like it?
Oh, I love it. And I love you.
Well, I guess you know how I feel about you. But no. One thing I must warn you, Sabrina. Now, you're very aware of my work habits.
Of course I am.
Yes, and you know how I tend to concentrate very heavily on my work.
Of course, I know all that.
And you don't mind?
Why should I?
Oh, well, some women would. No, it seems that my whole life is centered about my work. All my energies and thoughts.
Your devotion to your work is one of the things I like about you. Not the only thing, but one of them. There is something, though.
Oh, what is that?
Nothing. I'm just about to poke my nose in places where it doesn't belong again.
No, you can tell me.
Your new experiment.
Oh, you're back to that.
Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned it. No, you have a right to work on anything you choose.
Do I? Do I really?
Of course. What a strange question.
Now, are there any limits? Suppose I were to do something which was harmful to mankind. Something evil.
Cyrus, what are you talking about?
Oh, nothing, no. I was just bringing up age-old ethical questions. I tend to do that. No.
I can't imagine that you would do anything that wouldn't be the best for everyone.
Yes. Yes, you see, that's exactly it. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to achieve something that would help everyone. That would help every single man, woman, and child. It would bring out all the yearnings of good. All the yearnings of good, and it would be undeterred by evil impulses. None of them would stop it. Because they destroy and they blunt all of the things in this life. Now, if I could just find a way I do get carried away and speak cliches. Sorry. Shall we get back to work?
you weren't just talking about your new experiment, were you?
No, my experiment. Heavens, no. I mean, have you ever heard such a long list of abstractions in all your life? Mankind, good, evil? I mean, darling, I'm a scientist. The only thing I deal in are things that are scientifically attainable. And no one has ever found an abstraction in a test tube. At least, not yet. Good. Evil. I'll never find that here.
Are you here, Angelique, or are you someplace else? I want to know. I have to know.